It's been about 20 days since the storm came through and devastated western North Carolina, and I've been working on doing some of the cleaning up and cutting trees and stuff, but I came to realize that I'm going to need some serious help, especially with these leaners. So I've hired this crew. Let's take some time and watch them put their equipment and their team to work clearing up some of the stuff. But before we get there, let's remind you what I was dealing with.
We actually had multiple trees here whose tops snapped, so that's why we have all this debris out here. I have a number of limbs that just impaled themselves into the ground. We got some really big limbs down here. All right, this is a whole tree came down here. Well, we were really fortunate. This tree came down and did not hit the house. Once I get it up, I can determine if there was any damage to the brick wall, but it missed the house, so that was a good thing.
I had cleared away the tree, the part of the tree that was in the yard and up against the house, but the rest of the tree is still going back here in the bush area, in the brush area. So they need to get that cleared out of the way before they can get their larger equipment in there. I mean, these guys have got some great tools for getting in and out of yards and moving heavy stuff without having to use a really large footprint. I mean, look at this stuff. And they have the capability to pick up big pieces of tree and move them around with great precision so that they don't damage expensive trees and plants and or structures.
Got good aim.
To give you an idea of how responsible these folks are, they've marked the hydrangeas so that they don't accidentally run into them. And some of the nicer trees that are down in the forest they've marked. Now the guy that's on that thing, I think they called that the Giant or the Grabber or something. Anyway, that's the owner of the company, a guy named Kevin. He's a Marine. When he got out of the Corps, he put himself through college by working with arborists, and then he decided to start his own tree company. So the guy knows what he's talking about. They were telling me they have another tool similar to this one, but it actually has the saw arm on it, so they can reach up, grab the tree, cut the section, and bring it down. Unfortunately, it's just a little too big to get it in to my yard, so they're having to get a little bit clever in how they're getting in there to cut the big stuff down.
Have fun storming the castle. Well, the back looks a lot different than it did before. A lot more blue sky shining through, where there used to be a lot of trees. Let's go take a quick look. They came in here and we had to pull out a stump out of here, so that's where this depression came from. And now I've got all kinds of trail and clearing. 1, 2, 3, and you can see that they came down in the neighbor's backyard. Fortunately though, there wasn't anything significant. That was all open space that the neighbor had there. And that little pink flag there, that's my property line, so can't really tell if that tree was on my line or not. Oh yeah, it was. He filled in, the tree guys filled in the hole there with some dirt and debris. Yeah, we're not going to get that. I don't know what's going to happen with that yet. So anyway, we had to take down a bunch of leaners. And the biggest, one of the issues that came up is when they took down the leaners, they fell on the decommissioned power lines back here, along with all the trees that the storm took down. So there's a lot of cable there that's under a lot of tension, and eventually the power company will get back here and clean that up. They know how to deal with those cables. And then we have another new path through the woods. So you can see this was one of the leaners. That one was that one had the potential to be very troubling. And then there were a number that were just snap-offs. They've done such a good job of clearing back here that it's hard to even tell anymore what it was like back here. This tree was going to come down eventually. As you can see, it was dead inside. And here's the power lines. Those are decommissioned power lines there. And I don't know how they're going to clean all that mess out eventually, once things settle down, I'm sure Duke Energy will get in here and get this cleaned up. My property line actually goes out to the middle of this area, but there's nothing I can do there until that cabling gets cleaned up. That's some nice jacketed, steel jacketed cable there too. What do you think, copper or aluminum? Oh man, there's so many transformers and cabling down all over the place, but you can't touch it, scrappers, because it belongs to the utility company, and unless you have written permission, the scrapyard probably won't take it from you anyway. And here's the other question: how long until the county gets in here to clean up all of the debris piles that have been stacked up? So this is everything from my yard. And I told them not to block the power line, the power box back there, but at least there's access. If the utility people need to get there, they can. Oh well. Yeah, it gives you an idea of the size of the trees.
If you're watching from Western North Carolina and you need to have some trees work done, let me know. This was WT Forestry LLC. They did a great job. I'll be happy to put you in touch with Kevin. Otherwise, be safe, and I will see you all on the next one.